Good morning, good morning, good morning. So I split my hair in the middle and laid it flat. Because apparently that's the style they said it is now. They're like, yeah, flat hair, parted in the middle. That's supposed to be cool for the kids now. I find absolutely hysterical because I got tortured unmercifully in high school for parting my hair in the middle and keeping my hair flat. I didn't really have any style in high school. I never had a specific set outfit type that I wear besides tank tops and pajama bottoms. So think about all the crazy things that we used to wear in high school. High school in the 90s was awesome. Especially up in New York. For me down south, it was mostly in the Virginia area. It was all big, baggy Jenkos and giant bells as big as you could get them. Which I thought was pretty funny because all the guys actually rode like skateboards and stuff like that. So it was funny to watch them try and do all that with those giant pants on. I like the big pants and tank tops. That was cool. That was a cool little era there. It didn't last very long though because we went through a ridiculous amount of denim. I don't know. And then bell bottoms became a thing again, which I remember in like the 7th grade. My mom got me a pair of bell bottoms, and like I said, I never cared about what I was wearing, so I'd wear just about anything anybody suggested to me while we were shopping. And she got me a pair of flares, and I got teased at school for wearing them, so I went back to wearing the baggy Janko pants. And then I can remember the year that my sister and her friends decided that flares were cool again, and we went shopping, and sure enough, we all went from literally within like 2 months, everybody went from wearing Jankos to wearing flares. And yeah, when I buy jeans, that's the style I still stick with. I always like the hippie-esque style. I'll do a lot of that. Good morning. I don't know, people stress the clothes and stuff so much. But really, they say more intelligent people, I don't know if it was intelligent or how they worded it, but it was like Steve Jobs and them always wore the same, similar, simple outfits all the time. And it was something about, it takes that one less thing to worry about, especially if you have anxiety about clothes. That's a good way to, not overthink it. Just have one set style. I call Rob's look Rip Van Winkle because he's always wearing jogging pants and sweatshirts and those things on his head for his hair. So he looks like he's wearing like one of those pointed caps. I'm like, you look like Rip Van Winkle, dude, especially with the beard. Never really judged people by their clothes either because you never know what kind of day they were having. There's also and I don't know how true this is, but it's kind of like an urban legend around here. There was this old man who used to always hang outside the Piggly Wiggly that I worked at. And he was filthy. And you would think he was homeless by looking at him. And he stunk to high heaven. And everybody was like, yeah, they're like, he's like got like $3 million in the bank and nobody can touch it. Good morning. I did have a nice weekend. But this guy, apparently he had buku bucks. They're like, yeah, his kids come. Every now and then his kids will come and they'll show up and they'll pick him up from the Piggly Wiggly and they'll take him home and they'll clean him up and set him back up. And he'll, he apparently fights them tooth and nail the whole time. There was a story about that too. There was a woman who was found like under the Brooklyn Bridge or something in New York. And yeah, apparently she was like this super wealthy woman that they had been looking for years and years and years. And she just got sick of it all. She got sick of it all. She closed and she like locked down all her accounts and stuff like that. And then she just disappeared. And he looked for her for like a decade and a half until she finally died. But yeah, she just got sick of everybody and everything and dealing with everything and decided that she would be happier homeless. I don't know. It always sounded interesting to me. I just wonder how that works for people like that when you get into thinking about laws of attraction and things of that nature. She hated money, so it was just drawn to her like a magnet. It's kind of a funny concept. Anyways, besides that, nothing really fantastic going on around here. I bought a bunch of gizmos and gadgets. I got a 1 terabyte drive for storing videos and other information. So I don't take up all the space on my computer. We got a little webcam going on. Not webcam, the camcorder. This is really our last weekend off. I'm going to be working with Susan at the Zenden next couple of weekends, trying to work up. That's my next big project, actually, is doing a whole thing with building that sweat lodge with her. Try to document the whole process. All right. Right, 9 of Cups, 5 of Swords, King of Swords, 8 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Conflict is just a continual inner. Stop letting that control your inner monologue. Move on from what you need to move on from. Start planting solid seeds moving in another direction. Or any direction. You want the 9 of Cups, you got to be able to move in the direction of the 9 of Cups, of whatever it is. On a 3D perspective, you have to move on from a certain type of mindset or preset program. There's some program that's not rewiring for you. for some reason. It's a concept you're not getting yet. Not on the 3D perspective level, which is fine because it's like we can understand all this stuff when we're sleeping. And then when we wake up, it's like you just don't have the ability anymore. And that's because now you're in the computer. Yeah, because you got the 9 of Cups in the middle on the 4, right? On the 40 line, you got Queen of Cups, which is being very nurturing. Like you feel like you're putting all your energy in the loving, nurturing areas that you should, but you don't just feel like you're not getting success somewhere. And then there's the conflict on the 3D, but you're centered in a good space right now. There's a lot to be celebrating. So why aren't you celebrating with those around you? Don't feel guilty about having a good time with those around you. Have fun. I don't know. Maybe it's an Aries thing. We don't like the long drawn out fights, right? We're not vengeful or anything else like that. We snap and then apologize and then let it go and keep moving forward. You know, as long as you take each other's whatever it is you guys snap about and take it and put it into, I don't want to say healthy perspective because it just seems like that's like a really repetitive thing to say. You got to make sure you stop and take time to think about what the person said. Not all the mean, negative shit when it was an argument, right? What was the first complaint? Get down to what the first complaint was and be like, okay, I'll make a mental note that really upsets them and I will not do that anymore. It's, the opposite of what a gaslighter does. A gaslighter is like, I'm going to take that one thing that they just said that I know bothers them and I'm going to use that for arguments and ammunition later. The opposite of that is to take it and put it into a healthy perspective of, oh, this is really upsetting this person. Maybe I can help do this or maybe I can help do that. One of my big arguments used to be, people leaving cups all over the house. And it sucks because I do it. Yes, I do it. My children do it. Of course they do it. I do it. I taught them to do it. What I don't need is another adult adding onto the fact that, leaving cups all over the house. All right. So, because I already got me to clean up after, I already got my kids to clean up after. I don't need another person doing the same exact thing, just expecting me to clean up after them too. That has been an argument I have had with people pretty much my whole life. So that's it. All it takes is one person to go, you know what? I know I don't like doing dishes or anything else like that, but I could make it a point to pick up cups just to be nice. Drop the mentality of it's not my mess. Because that ends up falling a lot on women. It's very sibling-esque in a relationship, I think, too, because men do it and they're just like, well, it's not my mess. And I'm like, I deal with that with my son and my daughter all the time. It's not. I'm like, I don't care whose mess it is. I clean up messes all day long. But you got to be able to get through the tiffs and getting through that stuff and then just making the mental notes, making those changes. And then you can get to celebrating and having fun instead of constantly being angry about the same stupid things all the time. All right. 5D line. Got Ace of Swords. All right. Oh, the spiral staircase. Right. It's okay. It's always going to be, I said, it's like, it's not really a circle, it's a spiral. And whenever you spiral back around, you should be at another elevated point, right? Strength. Takes endurance to climb all those stairs, right? I got the moon reversed here. So I'm just getting a strong sense that there's just something that you're either you don't see or you're straight up refusing to see. The Four of Pentacles here. Keep your money somehow stable. Don't be too out there with it. And you got the King of Swords here at the end. All right. So it's a lot of messages of just being in control. That toxic thought cycle is something that you're refusing to recognize. I really do feel that. That's why it's always going to come back to that thought. All right. Ha! We got the Moon. Powerful, intuitive epiphanies, letting go of worry and fear, understanding the truth of a situation. You got the Nine of Autumn. Reward yourself for all the hard work. Being happily and successfully self-employed. Oh, okay. Reward yourself for all the hard work, being happily and successfully self-employed. Cherish your time alone. This sentence still doesn't sound right, but you get what it's saying. Don't be afraid to enjoy the fruits of your labor and celebrate. And don't be afraid to do nice things for yourself. That's been a big conversation starter too. Like I said, for the women watching with me, man, even the men, whatever, whoever you are, right? When was the last, if you were to sit down and make a list of priorities on, like I said, on the one line, it was like, having fun with those around you and having a good time and doing things. If you were to make a list of priorities, how long would it take you to put yourself on the list? How long would it take you to do something nice for yourself? Or something good for yourself? Or invested in yourself at some point? I said that the other day too. It's time to, especially in America, if you're about to get another check, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Buy yourself, I don't know, get your hair done. Do something. Get your nails done if that's what you like to do. Buy yourself a set of really nice weights. Do something nice for yourself. New yoga setups, whatever. Do something. Put yourself on a priority list. All right. I just I love this card with the biblical card, and it's like, healing comes with wisdom, right? Being able to heal yourself and heal others. It's wisdom. It's obtained over time. Yeah, it's like this card I've always felt this whole thing of don't be afraid of aging with it. And with the biblical card here, it's like, energy never dies. You're never going to stop changing. The shadow looming. And I just get that feeling, like they was talking about the woman under the bridge. And it was, she hated money. So that's how money kept coming at her. And that's how she ended up with these millions in the bank, but she didn't want nothing. I get a feeling that a lot of people built a lot of their success on hater energy, on that competitive, toxic energy, right? I got to do better than somebody else. Like, you critiqued other people to drive yourself into doing better, and then now you're trying to change that mindset. Definitely work on changing those mindsets. 2, if this is like for a relationship, I sense a lot of jealousy on a person moving on to other partners, right? That's not going to get you anywhere. That's not going to keep you in the 9 of Cups either. You know, people got to learn to let go of certain things, certain mindsets, certain, like, where did you pick up that program? Where are my magic cards? You know, it ain't the biblical times anymore. Nobody owns anybody anymore. Nobody owns anybody and nobody owes you shit. This whole thing, and I've always hated it about men, because that's what makes it impossible. Well, I guess women too do it. It's like a lot of people can't be friends with their exes because it's like they just can't get it out of their damn heads. You know, spend most of your life hating on strangers for no reason. No reason. I don't know, y'all. Face those shadows. Face those questions that you're not answering to yourself right now. Change the perspective. Look, insanity is approaching the same problem over and over and over and over and over again, expecting a different result. All right? So I don't care how smart, intelligent, how much research you've done. I don't care if you're a neuroscientist. If you're having a spiritual problem and your thought process, no matter how many times you run it through your logical mind, still leads you back to this same point, then obviously there is a flaw in the system somewhere. And like I said, I get the strong feeling that a lot of the flaws in the system is that ownership mentality. You know, it keeps people from being friends who could be friends. It's just, and it's childish. You know, funny that it comes back to that, because in this bullshit we all dealt with in high school, you know, you had that really tight-knit, cool group of friends. Everybody got along. Man, y'all rode, you know, were ride or die from middle school into high school, and then all of a sudden everybody starts dating, and then everybody starts sleeping with each other. And once everybody's sleeping with each other, now you can't be friends with Matt anymore. Why? Because him and Kelly broke up. And, you know, we're on Kelly's side of the argument, apparently. And just all kinds of nonsense. And it sucks. And it's stupid. And why can't we evolve past that? I thought that was probably the funniest thing about my second husband's mother. She actually has like an ex-husband club. Well, I guess you could just say it's a husband club, because it's 2 ex-husbands and 1 husband, and they can all get together and hang out and go drinking whenever they're all in town together with each other. The current husband and the 2 exes, regardless of how rough the histories were. You know, I'm always telling you guys, it's always as dramatic as you want to make it. Anyway, I got to go get some kids up for school and make some breakfasts. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and windy paths with me. I love y'all, and I'll probably catch you tomorrow morning.